You know, as I inspect this box, I do notice that one of the accessories is a cat on a hoagie roll. I wonder if he'll put ketchup on that. Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome to Disavowed Action Figures, bringing you another action figure review. Today taking a closer look at the brand new NECA Toys freaking Alf. Yes, we have an Alf NECA action figure. This thing looks fully stocked. Just looking at the box on this thing, all the accessories with this guy. If you don't know who Alf is, I'm guessing you're a lot younger than I am. This was a classic comedy in the late 80s, spanning the early 90s, and then going on to so many other areas of pop culture. He had his own freaking talk show at one point. So you know the deal. We'll take a look at the box, take a look at what's inside. We'll take a look at the accessories. We'll look at the actual articulation of the figure, and then we'll do some comparisons. So we already got a pretty good look at the box and the rotating base, but taking a closer look, we do get the, oh, look, someone with taste, as Alpha was a bit of a comedian, let alone also very critical. Same here, spare change for a reboot. He wants to come back, folks. On the back, we can see some of the accessories that are here. This thing is fully stocked with different things. I didn't even realize that he had the Hawaiian shirt until I got home, to be honest. Ham radio, microphone. There is everything it includes right there if you were curious before we take a look at it. And the bottom, the barcode helps you out at all. There it is right there. You can pause the screen now and screenshot it. All right, let's take a look at it with the flap opened. And again, great looking figure here. Just great presentation. I didn't even hesitate for a second that I wanted this one. I saw it in hand. It was the only one in the store. This might look like it's an empty tray. That's actually his sunglasses. So all sorts of cool stuff going on with this guy. Let's get everything out of the box and just start ripping open to him. I also love that picture of him right there sitting on the couch with the Pepsi can, the soda can. Too freaking cool. All right, let's open them up. So quick look at everything in the plastic shell before we actually rip it all out. Very well packaged inside. Everything was very secure. And the Hawaiian shirt, which I'm curious to see if this will go on Marvel Legends or other figures. And I keep saying Hawaiian shirt. Guess it's not actually Hawaiian. There's like sprockets on there or something. I don't know. But this came basically shoved in the back in a separate plastic bag. So great presentation and just basically very secure packaging from NECA Toys. So right out of the gate, this thing is freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, they couldn't have crammed any more accessories into this packaging. I will say up front regarding Alf himself, I did kind of mess around with his articulation a little bit just to see if he needed to be heated up at all. He seems fine right out of the packaging. I will say though, as I mentioned, that to get him to stand, his feet or his paws, whatever you want to call them, they're not the best for standing. You kind of have to like angle the legs more forward, then kind of have the torso lean back. They're not as flat on the bottom as you would think they are. That I guess he'll be stable overall in the long run, but didn't quite seem to be the easiest thing to stand out of the packaging. We'll talk more about that with the articulation. But let's look at these accessories because there are a ton of them that come with Alf.
Remember Alf? He's back.
We'll try to go through these relatively quickly. The first one we do get is the freaking cat in the hoagie. Oh my God. It's even on a plate, which I didn't notice in the packaging. Pretty good looking cat overall. Came out cool. I don't really know what else I'll use this for besides Alf. But if you were unaware, Alf is from the planet of Melmac, and they eat cats there. It was kind of an ongoing joke on the show. So, yeah, if you have a cat, you didn't want it to be near Alf. I kind of think he might look cool on display, though, with Muttley. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Should he be on display for all my reviews in the future? We then get this can of soda. Nicely done. It is Fusco instead of Pepsi, I guess. But it does kind of have the Pepsi-looking logo. So, again, came out rather nicely. So if I was a little bit too close to the camera right there. It's a larger can. I don't think it'll look great. Maybe like more of a pounder if you're a beer drinker. If you use it with a Marvel Legend or another 6-inch figure. But it is a bigger can. Then we do get the bowl or bucket, if you will, of popcorn. I can really see my Ben Grimm, the Thing Marvel Legend, holding this thing, or maybe even Lobo. I think it'll scale well with that level of figure. We get this like ham radio right here. with a microphone attached. I think he might have used this in the show to try to communicate with his home planet. It's been a long time since I watched Alf, but I may have to go back and watch some of it now. Pretty good detail here on the top. As you can see, you get some different knobs, you get a gauge right there. I guess for kind of scanning through different frequencies. This is a nice soft plastic right here, so he will be able to hold it well and also hold the microphone if you want in the other hand. A little bit of paint going on. So again, pretty cool overall. Microphone also looking pretty good. Kind of feel like I can use this for a photo, for like a podcast type of photo for a figure. But that's, again, nice little included piece right there. We do get a picture. I'm guessing this is Alf's dad. Let me know in the comments. I don't really know, but it's a nice picture frame. I like that we do get this in the back. That does not bend. Don't try to bend it. It will break. But that's pretty cool. And if you didn't want to use this for Alf, you could probably insert your own photo over the top of this with a sticky or something. So that's an also nice little addition. We get I guess we'll call it a bag of slime balls. I think it said in the packaging. I think it was slime balls. Don't really, again, know. I don't know if he coughed these things up or if this is what he also ate. I don't know. I didn't do the research on that one for the slime balls. But again, cool accessory. Don't know what I'll use it for other than Alf. And then we get all these hands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 overall, if I'm counting correctly, hands. These are all different types of hands for holding the different accessories that he does have. So again, NECA not skimping on the hand accessories. And then, of course, we get the shirt, as we talked about earlier, as an accessory. Let's get that out of the packaging right away while I'm talking about it now. They do throw in the little silica gel pack, whatever the heck that thing's called, just to kind of keep things dry on the inside. So we can get this out of the bag without knocking into the camera or do anything dumb. So let's see what this material is like. It obviously is a soft goods material. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is Velcro. So again, I would think you'll be able to put this on any figure you really want to and have it look pretty good. But it's a nice material. I would say it's akin to, something you'd get with a WWE Elite. It's not too cheesy or anything like that. And then, of course, as mentioned, the sunglasses too. So chock full of accessories with Alf here. He is going to look freaking cool. So many different possibilities and just concepts you can do with this guy. Let's take a closer look at the aesthetics and then look at the actual way this figure moves. As far as the aesthetics go, what can I say? It's Alf. They nailed it. The fur looks great. It's a nice texture all throughout. You don't really notice any issues with pins or anything like that throughout the figure. The head sculpt itself looks great. The eyes are definitely on point. I like that they do have the hair. The ears look cool. So again, some nice sculpt going on there with the head itself. The nose, we do kind of have the indentations going around for the snout coming down. We even get like the little warts or whatever it is on his face. Nostrils looking there as well. Inside the mouth, we'll talk about articulation in a little while, but the mouth itself inside came out good. We have the teeth, tongue, that's all in there. Head and jaw seem to be a separate piece. You can kind of see that kind of wiggles. That's more articulation, I guess. I think I mentioned the eyes. I think the eyes came out look really good on this figure. On the back, again, just good detail work. The tail does not actually articulate. That's molded on from what I can tell. But again, just good looking overall aesthetics going through with the texture. Just a bit of a wash on here. So overall, not too bad. It's Alf. It's what you would want. And I mean, I don't know what else I could ask for regarding aesthetics with this guy. And also even down here, the pads, you can see here we do have across the bottoms of the toes, bottom of the feet. We also have the pads on the paws right there. We have the legalese and different dates going on down there. But yeah, overall, I think this guy looks really freaking cool and it looks great on my shelf. Okay, Alf Articulation. As far as how far out that shoulder is going to go, it's about 90 degrees. This will rotate around. It doesn't really rub at all, so you should be okay right there. Elbow does bend in much further than I would have expected. You could technically rotate this, I think. I wouldn't do it. In fact, that barely will go at all up there. This will rotate a little bit down here, but again, you're going to get a lot of rub. I wouldn't want to do that and risk breaking it. The hand will rotate all the way around. Same thing though, watch the rub. It does have wrist articulation. You'll get a little bit of left and right there or lateral movement. As far as the torso is concerned, this will pivot. So again, pivot to that side, pivot to this side relatively far. Head will rotate all the way around. The neck is great. Again, watch the jaw. You can see here, I was saying earlier, it is an articulated jaw, which is cool. But this piece seems to be separate, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem very sturdy to me. Head does rotate if you want it to, but again, I really think that you can get a lot of attitude here with the way that head's going to pivot. As far as how far down he's going to look, pretty far actually. And then using the torso and the legs, you can look a little further down if you want to. As far as how far back, you do a gap right there. Not too far back because of the sculpt back there. This will rotate all the way around. I'm not going to do it. Just don't think it's a good idea. As far as the knees, you do get relatively good articulation for the knees. Be careful with the hip right there. It goes about that far to about 90. The feet themselves, also this will rotate by the way, so that will rotate at the knee. Foot will also rotate a little bit, but I wouldn't do too much. Not much here with articulation up and down, just a little bit. Again, I think that you get encumbered here by the sculpt going all the way around right there. As far as the splits, actually really far for Alf right there. You can see the splits go pretty far out there. How far forward he's going to kick? I guess far enough forward. Again, it's not too encumbered by that piece, by the sculpt. How far back? Actually, very far back, which surprised me. I didn't realize that first go around. So yeah, overall, this guy moves pretty damn well. I do like, again, the articulated jaw. For what you need him to do, he's not going to be an acrobat, but he's going to be able to do just enough with the accessories when you move him around and put him in pictures and displays. Not sure why, but the first place my brain went for comparisons was putting Feral Cheddar of the Plunderlings up there with another NECA figure, the Chucky. And you can see how they do scale. Alf is going to be a medium-sized figure. I guess NECA technically is a 7-inch line for these particular figures, but again, just kind of seeing how he is with the Chucky, kind of being a small doll size. Obviously, he's towering above him. And Feral Cheddar's blue mohawk kind of puts him up around his neckline. But man, just so many different possibilities for mix and match with Alf with other characters on your shelf. Here is our NECA Alf standing with our two Mezcos in my collection. The John Constantine that just came out this past year. Freaking love that figure. And of course, the Ash from Evil Dead. They actually scale well. Again, Constantine and Ash being standard 6-inch Mezco figures, not that much taller than Alf. So you can really fudge them in pretty well with the 6-inch line. Again, Alf was relatively short in the TV series compared to a full-size adult. I think he was more a child size, so maybe a little taller than he is intended to be when you have a 6-foot guy standing next to him here. But again, for the sake of your shelf, I think it's going to be fine. Here's a comparison with some more non-human figures, or characters, if you will. Here is NECA Alf standing with the Raphael TMNT in disguise from the TMNT movie, and also the Hasbro G.I. Joe classified Timber wolf figure. So again, definitely a varying scale across these three non-humans. I had to raise the camera angle a little bit for this comparison. Here is NECA Alf standing with the Marvel Legends Eddie Brock Venom from the Amazon exclusive 2022 3-pack, and also the recently released G.I. Joe classified Crimson Guard. Some may call him a monster. I call him a legend. Here is the Mythic Legion's Figura Obscura Krampus, the original exclusive release, standing with our NECA Alf. And I don't know, these two were walking around in the woods, maybe drinking a beer together. I don't know how I'd handle that. I'd be pretty curious and probably get the heck out of it. And last, and as everybody likes to say, certainly not least, here is our new NECA Alf action figure, standing with the AEW Unrivaled Orange Cassidy. You can't help but think that this stare down from sunglasses to sunglasses will be a stare down to last for generations. All right, so final thoughts on the new recently released NECA Alf figure. I love this thing. I love this thing. NECA just knocking it out of the park as always. They just get the most interesting licenses and run with them. I mean, last year we had Elvira, we had the Gargoyles, obviously their horror line. They Live, just so many fun licenses by Randy Falk and the NECA crew. Alf now being included in that family. The amount of accessories definitely offsets the relatively higher cost of this figure. It's not high in terms of what you get with most NECA figures, but they just do a good job of making sure that price is justified by enough pack-ins with it. The shirt is great. It's just cool. It makes me wonder if we're going to get any more versions of Alf down the road. You'd have to think they have the mold now already. They have the license already, that they might just continue to run with it. Let me know down in the comments. First of all, do you even know who Alf is? Secondly, would you look to pick Alf up for your collection? I'm calling it right now. I know it's very early in 2023. I think this guy is definitely going to flirt with my top 10 overall action figures of 2023 come this upcoming January. Can't believe we've been talking about January 2024 already. But thank you for watching the review, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, doesn't cost you anything, helps us grow the channel tremendously as we try to march our road to 4,000 subscribers. Go ahead and hit that bell. That bell will notify you and tell you when we post new content on the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below. Hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt. Patience, persistence, but most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.